Rhode Island, 1994 Pontiac Trans Am, matching up against Corey Perry from Riverside, Rhode Island in his Pontiac Firebird in 1997. Leidinger on the bottom lane here. They work off turn 2 down the backstretch. Leidinger with the advantage into 3 and 4. Slamming the door shut on Perry. Off turn. A Labor Day thrill show. Bradstreet up top, DeRoche's down the low line here. Into turn 1 and 2. Bradstreet gets the early jump. Gets down to the low line here. Down the backstretch. Bradstreet. Holding his own. Bradstreet gonna move on. Heavy quarterback. Back to strike. Into 1 and 2. Mello with the advantage. Here comes Smith on the high line. Into 3 and 4. Smith gonna get it loose. Come on. Johnson up top. Joseph on the low line. Brad now. Johnson gets the early advantage. Joseph gonna have to battle back. Johnson comes off turn 2, works down the backstretch, opens that advantage into 3 and 4. Jonathan Johnson, smooth sailing. All sorts of loose holds on. Jonathan Johnson can move on. 1982 Chevy Camaro. At the stripe, Medeiros gets the early jump. Down into 1 and 2. The Camaro, smooth sailing. David Medeiros. Into 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Medeiros gonna move on. Rhode Island, 1984 Chevy Camaro. Green is out, down into 1. Easy jump for Wickenback. Working down off turn 2. Smooth sailing for Walter Wickenback. Into 3 and 4. Off turn 4, checkered flag waves. Walter Wickenback gonna move on. Yeah.
Down to the corner they go, and it is Oliveira by a half a curling, making it a full curling off in turn number 2. But look at that stinger up on the outside. Evens up in the middle of 3 and 4. What up? Off the corner they go. In the C10 out of Wakefield.
Here they go, down into turn 1. The Flex with an advantage. Flexing its muscles, but not so fast. The GM jumps way stronger into 3 and 4.
Well, the Flex went too early, and but the Kazunas machine taking down the win for years. Down on the inside, getting the jump and leading it down off a turn number 2.
Monahan with the advantage into 3 and 4. Off turn 4, checkered flag waves. Starter stand, Liam Monahan moving on.
Henshaw from Raynham. Down low, there's a green, and it is Dice with the jump. Henshaw hanging tight on the inside. And off at 2, it is that little yellow Fiero pulling away.
Into 3 and 4. Diaz comes on 4. Checker flag. Diaz can move on. Warren, Silva. Silva gets the advantage in that Camaro. Down into 1 and 2. Jay Silva. Patrick Warren down the backstretch. Warren hanging tight. Still right there off turn 4.
Got off to a bad start, just couldn't keep up.
What's father? Newtown, New Jersey or York, PA? A minute.
I don't know.
I'm going to venture a guess it might be North PA.
Oh.
And he stumbles.
It's going to be a long ride back to New York, or is it? Look at the catch-up he does on the outside. Trying to close in that gap. Yep, momentarily.
Here comes Fitzgerald battling back into the line. Howdy. How about that? Ivan Adamiak. Gonna move on. Audi was dialed in for Brandon Gerard. He picks up where he left off. Brandon Gerard leaves Michael Padula in the dust down the backstretch. Gerard into 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Looking for another trophy tonight. He's going to continue to chase it. Gerard moving on. Track is clear. Green is out. Johnson stumbles. Buchanan in that 91 S10. Works down the backstretch. Looking to move on.
You know what I think? It's usually for his headlight switch.
We don't see the headlights on in these quite often.
No, we don't. So, by the way,
John Gallant from Bristol, Rhode Island, the Mazda Miata back here, and the Toyota Cressida. Green is out. The Cressida. Garaga jumps out to the advantage. Miata hanging on down the backstretch.
hanging on to dear life, trying to hold on as they roll out into turn 3.
Checkered flag, cancel Garaga, gonna move on. Nope, I know that one.
Okay.
All we need now is a punch buggy in the field.
You might get hurt.
Down into 1 and 2, Stevenson jumps out to the advantage. Down the backstretch. The Camaro over the Infinity into 3 and 4. Stevenson moving on, that brings us to round. Yeah, you know, I make mistakes. At the straight. Bradstreet up top. One down low, here we go. Bradstreet gets the advantage, off turn 2, down the backstretch. Weidinger right to the back bumper, trying to stay into the grass. Bradstreet's gonna move on. Green is out, here they go, down into 1, Mello gets a good job. Johnson battling back on the inside. Mello, Johnson, door to door, oh, he works Mello up the track, Johnson.
He got a little loose at Mello's and then they're getting into that. Look at him. Looks like the gremlins continue for Carlito Mello.
Yeah, he stumbled it there. Johnson gonna move the high beams up top here. Green is out, down into 1 and 2. The advantage right now to Medeiros on the low line. Here comes Wickenback, battling back up top. Into 3 and 4. Wickenback, not sure he's gonna have enough time.
Memphis Tires, nothing serious there.
Medeiros should skate. At the stripe. Gets the early advantage, tries to squeeze Oliveira down. Kazunas with the advantage into 3. Kazunas on. From Wakefield.
Yeah, Fierro.
I think that's what we call a tri-stage. There we go. Into 1 and 2. Monahan gets the advantage on the high line. Works down the backstretch. Monahan. Here comes Diaz battling back. Not gonna be enough time. Monahan continues.
What the heck did I put on with the
Great base there. Green is out. Down into 1. The Audi gets a great jump. That Audi's surprising here tonight.
Quick. Yes. And he is rolling down into turn number 3 with a 4-car length advantage. And
1 and 2. The Audi leading the S10. Brandon Gerard down the back stretch. Into 3 and 4. Checkered flag raised. Gerard moving on.
Boy, those Audis might be an all Audi.
Now, I would say this is a quad stage on that Camaro. Yeah, that's true. Stevenson gets the advantage down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. Stevenson. So, green is out. Down into 1. Nose to nose.
Nice even start. Gale trying to get a good run off at 2. Johnson on the outside. And inside down to turn number 3. Here Camaro racing side by side. Street will hold on.
So, Bradstreet. Green is out. Medeiros. Kazunas. Medeiros. Gonna get a little high and wide there. Kazunas with the advantage. Kazunas down into turn 3.
Into the corner they come off of 4. And Kazunas on and make it into another round.
A regular competitor. Drags the Audi. Gets a good jump.
Is a surprise.
Into 3 and 4.
And gets one through the corner, evens up. Monahan knocks him off.
Monahan does knock him off there, right by his chin.
And an Audi left. Will it be an all? No, they never even threw it. Tim's like,
Gotcha. Gerard gonna back it up. Stevenson does as well.
Oh yeah. Back it up.
Too well.
but it is the Audi that gets the jump into turn number 1.
Gerard off turn 2, down the back stretch, into 3 and 4.
There's the green down into turn 1. Bradstreet ahead of Kazunas as they roll off of turn number 2, and it is Bradstreet pulling away. Can he hold through the final corners as they come off of turn number 4? And who will he go up against? Not much there.
Gerard checks out. Down into 3 and 4. Brandon Gerard, checkered flag raised. Going to another finale. Monahan and Kazunas gonna battle for 3rd.
There's the green and Monahan on the outside. Kazunas down low and tight through the corners. Monahan getting away on the outside.
Down into 3 and 4. Monahan gonna take off 3rd. Here's a podium finish here. Kazunas gonna be relegated to 4th. Bradstreet on the line. Down into 1.
Bradstreet with a good hole shot there. Leads it through the corner, but watch Gerard off at 2. We'll see if he moves in. Into 3. Gerard settling in behind. Gil Bradstreet.
Now the consecutive East Coast Towing and Recovery Spectator drag win. Down into 1. Gerard gets a great jump that time. Gerard through 1 and 2. Down the back stretch. Bradstreet
into turn one. They go with the...
Jumps out and checks out. He gets a little loose. That brings Bradstreet right back into the fold. Here comes